Hey guys, I'm Orla from GVO, your women's gear review channel, and today we are reviewing the F-Stop Ajna Dura Diamond 37 litre backpack. In this review, you can find the summary, features, fit check, comfortability, whether or not it passes the female body test, airline test, water test, pros and cons, and rounding up the video with some final thoughts. And of course, if there is anything that we have missed, then just pop a wee comment below and we'll be sure to get back to you. So let's get cracking on with the summary. So this is priced around $350 US. It is made from Dura diamond nylon material, which is super lightweight and water resistant. It is also durable and all qualities you look for with a backpack. You have bloom foam, which is algae based, which is in the shoulder straps and the hip belt. You have great hardware here, YKK zips and sealed seams, some custom pillars and a mixture between aluminium and plastic hardware. This is a 37 litre and the height is 60.6 centimetres by a width of 32.7 centimetres and a depth of 25.8 centimetres. And it is a weight of 3.2 pounds when it is empty, so that is roughly 1.47 kgs. So this is in the magma, which is the red, orange, and you can also get it in the green and black. So in terms of the shape and style, it definitely just sits up by itself, especially when you have the camera cube in there, which we'll get into in a minute. It is very flexible, so you can make the most of the space. The bottom here is very flat. So it just means that when you are setting it down, you're not at risk of everything falling forward, especially if you have camera gear or any kind of gear in there, then you want to know everything is protected. This bottom of this bag is absolutely stunning. It means then when you are placing it on the ground, it is that water resistant kind of material, and it just helps to add just added protection and longer durability with this backpack. The style is very active and action-like. It's not a backpack that I would rock up to a meeting with, but it is one that I would take away, going on hikes, longer adventures, putting in camera gear, being very active with it. This is where it is suited. It is suited for outside, outdoors, any kind of weather. This can endure it. So with this backpack, you can just get the backpack for around $350 US, or you can add on. So they come in like bundles. This is the essential bundle, which you get the backpack, the camera cube, which is detachable. So you can take that out if you want to and play about with the space. You also get the rain cover here, and you also get the gatekeeper straps that you can attach to the bag and externally. For example, here I have my tripod. I would opt to place the gatekeeper maybe here just to attach that in a bit more. Okay, time to get on to the features of this backpack. So in terms of branding, you have some on the front, on the side, and on the straps, and on the bottom of the bag. It is a nice bright color, so the branding just definitely makes it pop a wee bit more. So as mentioned, if you get the gatekeeper straps, then you have multiple points throughout this bag where you can externally attach these to the bag. So say you wanted to put on front here, you could put a barbell pad through there, a sleeping bag, coat, jacket, or you can compress in any kind of products that you might have here on the side. If you have a bigger water bottle and you're afraid of it falling out, then you can do so with the gatekeepers. And this is just handy if you are wanting to add on to the backpack. Speaking of the outside here, you do have two mesh pockets here, which are pretty wide. So I would kind of opt and love the gatekeepers in terms of just keeping it really taper tight in, because it is quite loose otherwise. You kind of have to kind of slant it. I just feel a bit more protected, especially when you have smaller items in there, to just use the straps for these bigger ones. This is, oh, the sound of that. This is just an example, because I wouldn't opt to have this out here as much, just because it doesn't feel as secured as I would like it to be. But fortunately enough, there is zips on the side, which we'll get into in a minute. What I love about this is that they've just implemented this kind of like hypalon puller here, so it just makes it easier to get the product in. It does suction around it. Now, don't get me wrong, that sits in well and grand. It's just for more security. I would opt to put it on the inside, which we'll get into in just a wee second. But as you can see, this is the kind of fit for a tripod. You can obviously go bigger, especially if you have the gatekeeper straps. If you wanted to go for a bigger water bottle, then that'll just keep it tightly in. So you do have one top loading handle here, which is super duper handy to just grab on the go. You don't have any on the sides. This is your only handle at the top. So on the side as well, you do have the option with this bag. If you have a hydration pack, then you can lip it through this little pocket that is velcroed in and place it through the bag and have your tubes kind of on the outside. There is room for you to do that with this backpack. So as mentioned there, you do have 2 access pockets here. So if we just look at this, you have 2 side compartments that are well sealed. They have the little hood, which I love. So you can just put your zips through there. Those zips run to about here. And you can opt, if you don't want to put it on the outside, you can place this on the inside as mentioned. Now, it is a bit tight, but you have the option to do that and place that in there. They are both identical pockets on the outside. This hardware. They're the exact same, and inside is just space, that easy clean material, but you can plop anything that you might need quick access to that you don't want to go fully into the bag with, or as mentioned, you can place in your smaller water bottles in there. So on top here, you have 1 first pocket. Again, love that F-Stop have put in these hooded zips, and the pillars are just stunning as well, and the zips move so nicely. This top pocket is super easy to get to. Inside I've opted to put my purse, maybe not the safest place to be putting that there. And then inside you have these 2 fleece lined pockets. Now they're both of the same zip, so you could possibly just open it like that, or you can maneuver around, do as you please. I've opted to place my phone in there, and also a pair of sunny glasses. That is just nice to add some delicates in there and have them at the top. And also you still have a little bit of space to kind of play with here. This is pretty flexible, so you can make use of that space as well. And inside is just a little bit of organization and some custom pillars. So this zip here is kind of PU coated, and then the one underneath has its own like additional kind of flap that you can just fold over to just give that added protection to the zips. And then this pocket is the opening. So if you wanted to go top loading, you can do so with this backpack. We'll get into that in just a wee second, because the way you can kind of section this off, if you do have the cube in there, then you can use that as your kind of tech gear in the main compartment, such as your camera gear, and then use this as maybe like your essentials that you need, such as your jacket, snacks, food, purse, wash bag, whatever, at the very top here. So inside you do have a mesh pocket, which usually what I see here is a key lash. I don't feel like I miss it with this kind of backpack, to be honest, because you can just tuck them in there anyways. It's really nice material and really nice mesh that is zipped. You can opt to put what you want and need in there. I've opted to put a jacket at the top, so this is what I'm going to explain in a wee second. Let me just fire you off. If you can see on the inside here, you do have the camera cube, and then you can kind of section that off if you want to. If not, then if that's not there, then it's all just space and it all kind of molds into one. So just be aware of what you have at the top and what you need access to first. Also on the front of the bag, you have this swing around pocket, and inside here you have an additional pocket with some organization that you can use on the go. So to get through the main compartment, then you are going through this back system. It is very easy and nice. You can show you, see that the camera cube is here. Now you can fold that camera cube, the front of it off and close this off, or you can expose it and have it turned around and tucked down. This has a lovely little camera cube. It's all fleece lined. There's plenty of space. As you can see, you can play with, have all your tech and camera gear in here and have that at quick access, and use that as your main kind of camera equipment backpack, as well as an active one. If you remove this, then you have the cube. So you can just get a bit of an idea of what this looks like. It is lovely, no complaints in terms of that. You've got a wee handle, and that fits in nicely with this backpack. Now, if you don't want to use that, then you just have that hardware. you just have space to play with. So you can pack this up how you want. Your kind of clamshell opening, you can get in through here or you can get in through the top. It is that easy, clean material, very flexible, so you can make the most of the space either by yourself, shoving in all your clothes, or use packing cubes. You could place a laptop in the back here, but I would probably add some more protection if you wanted to place any electronics in there, and also you can put your water bladder in there if you wish. Now, what I love is this material. I want a bit of this. This is absolutely stunning. Now, this works out well if you do have camera gear, you have SD cards. These are magnetic closes, so even if you were to open it, it just falls very quickly back together. So your gear is well protected. You can fit in SD cards or hard drives or anything that you might need quick access to, such as batteries for your camera or even chargers. You can place all in there. So then you have your camera gear. Oh God, I need to change the SD card. Batteries. That was a well demonstrated, thought out action shot there, but you get the idea. So it's all here for you. Then in here is a well padded pocket. So a little bit more for delegates that you want to kind of secure a bit more with the padding, especially if you are compressing this down on top of tech gear or on top of anything, then you have that pocket. And then you also have an ID kind of holder here that you can place in if you want. Okay, time for the back system here. So there is quite a few things to get through. Absolutely adore and love that they've implemented load lifters. I absolutely love that, especially for just fitting a bag to your own fit and your own needs. The padding here is quite tough, but I love this kind of style that just prompts posture. It is well padded. As you can see, there is enough like air ventilation here. So that is great if you are using this for longer walks, a long day, then you have that. You also have the padding, as mentioned, onto the straps, and on the straps you have the adjustable sternum strap. Can't say I'm a fan of this adjustable sternum strap because it's just too much effort and I am very lazy, and see, trying to adjust that is a bit of a melt, which means annoying. They have a whistle on here, which is really handy. A bit like Tropic Feel in that sense. And then, yeah, I'm just not a fan. I would prefer just a removable one. The fact I have to take it off and adjust it is just too much effort. Then on the side, lovely hardware. Again, you can be attaching things that you need access to, camera clips, anything externally. And then you have a wee pocket here, which follows through. It has a lovely mesh and a little puller again to help you open it up. You can attach stuff to the straps if you wanted to at the top here as well. And the same identical kind of system here on the other straps, so they haven't missed out just one strap. And then you have a little bit of branding here, which is nice. Also, the straps are adjustable, and I really appreciate when brands use these so I can pull down on that. So then onto the hip belt, you have this really fun kind of locking system. Although it is quite noisy, I really, really like that. The hardware is lovely. They just clink together sometimes and it can be frustrating, but get over it. Then you have some external kind of features, again, loopholes. I've never really seen anyone do this on the hip belts, which is kind of like a genius idea because it's all here and here. It's great. Again, that same kind of similar mesh that opens up. You can get smaller items in there if you even wanted, like, instead of hooking and poking in your bag for SD cards, if you felt brave enough. I'm not saying I would, put a wee SD card in there. And then the padding here runs on nicely as well. So that leads us nicely into a fit check, comfortability, and whether or not this has passed the female body test. So this is the fit. The sternum strap is absolutely grand. You can just have patience and take it out and maneuver it. Then it fits grand. There is plenty of material. I just don't like this kind of extra access material that sticks out. Maybe I'm doing it wrong, but it's still there. The hip belt isn't removable, so if you aren't using it, you can kind of tuck it behind your back. But this is the fit. This is what it looks like on me. For reference, I am 5'6". We have the shoulder straps that feel really nice. I actually like the curve. I think it fits really well for the female body. They are a bit thick, but I actually quite enjoy this fit, and I can really feel the padding on my back. You can obviously loosen it a bit more because not many people want a whole big backpack tapered tight to their back, but I do, but then that causes a bit more sweatiness, but each to their own. For me, definitely a lovely, comfortable fit, and I have thoroughly enjoyed testing out this backpack. Also, externally, you have some rope pullers, which is ideal for any kind of hiking poles, anything like that, and also at the bottom too, but you can tuck them away nicely and neatly. Just adds again to that adventure style of a backpack. Okay, time for a wee airline test. So you want to take this with you on a wee flight. This is the replica of EasyJet measurements, just to give you a bit of an idea and reference. Just slightly too big here at the front. You could kind of compress it in if you wanted to and you're not fully packing it out because of the flexibility that it will fit in. But just be aware of how far you're packing out that front, because that's where it's gonna not fit. As you can see, for the water test, this backpack is well water resistant. Okay, time for some pros and cons. Pros are that it is super water resistant, and I like the thoughtful flap around the zips that maybe are less water resistant. That is a nice wee touch. I do really appreciate the load lifters. That is something that every backpack should have, in my opinion. And also I love the fact, like, even with the style, even if you have your camera cube in there, there is that still flexible look to it. It doesn't look so rigid. This is a great backpack for mountain climbing. You've got lots of points to attach the gear to, and also for a camera backpack, it is great for creators and also for cyclists. Or do you feel like that would be a bit too big? I can't really comment on cyclist backpacks because I don't cycle. I don't know if a 37 litre would be too massive, but then again, I'm literally a people watcher, so as I walk into work, I'm watching and looking at everyone's bag like a big weirdo. And see, cyclists, they either have Osprey, Patagonia, or Stubble & Co. So, I don't know, is this too big for a cyclist? Please let me know in the comments. So that is the end of our review. We hope you enjoyed, and if you did, then why not consider joining the GBO community and hitting that subscribe button. If you happen to have a wee gander on their website and you're thinking about purchasing this bag, then we'd be forever grateful if you could use the links below. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!